Good evening, Razorback fans. Welcome to the Weekly Women's Sports Report, presented to you by Fordham Lee Distillery and powered by Hot Works in Springdale, Harbor Acres, and also BetOnline, which remains your number one sports for all your sports betting this season. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. The fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. So head on over to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use promo code BLEAV to receive your rewards. Bet online where the game starts. And we now go to the Meadows Lumber Hotline and bring in Alex McCarroll of Push Pedal and Pull, one of our partners when it comes to the health and wellness and fitness of what we tried to do alongside the Weekly Women's Sports Report. So, Alex, thank you for taking time to join the show. Start off by just basically giving our listeners and fans a rundown of what Push Pedal and Pull is, what y'all had to offer, and how long you've been the manager there in Fayetteville.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Porter. So yeah, my name's Alex. I manage Push Pedal Pull here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So we have about 20 locations overall in the United States. I manage this one specifically, and I oversee all of the Arkansas state. So I take care of both residential and commercial whole deals. So we do everything from small little installs to big whole installs. I've been with the company for about 2 years, coming up on this next month, actually. So 2 years. I'm very excited. I really like it. I have a big passion for health and wellness in general. So I think this has been a really good fit for me to be in this manager position for Push Pedal Pull. And yeah, so I mean, I've really been enjoying it. We pretty much do trade-ins. We do outright buys. We have some slightly used equipment that we could sell. We have pretty much it all. So whole third-party service team, delivery, installation, the whole 9 yards. So we're really excited for this. Our Fayetteville location is one of our newer ones. So we haven't been here for a very, very long time, about 4 years. I believe the store has been here in total. And I've been here for 2. So I think it's been going really well. We're going definitely in the right direction. And we are definitely looking to make Arkansas a healthier state overall. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and when I was looking at your store and when we come in, we started talking about how we could collaborate together, that was one of the biggest things. What can we do to get not just your location, but other? So that's when I started approaching Hot Works in Springdale, and then, Harbor Nutrition right down the road, and then, of course, other ones. But, you being one of the main ones and, actually thankful that I was able to get one of your FT2 trainers that I had posted about and really love. We talk about that unit specifically because it's pretty much everything can be done on this machine that you can possibly work out. And how many people, when they come into your store, look at these and are like, man, I got to have one of those.
Well, it is smack right in the front of our store, so you can't miss it. But yeah, we sell quite a few of those. It is probably our best selling unit. So what it is essentially it's a functional trainer. It's from the brand Inspire. We are one of their main dealers in the nation. So we have some great pricing on those too. So we have great adjusted costing. We essentially, do it all. But with the FT2, it's going to be an upgrade from like the FTX and the FT1 series, which is pretty much what you could see. You'll see it sometimes like in Costco and all that too, but this is like the real deal, the whole tank. And you know it yourself, Porter, that, I mean, it from squats to the fundamental core workouts to literally legs, upper body, midsection, core, you name it, it can work it out. So it's pretty sweet. Comes with about 150-pound weight stacks on each side, which you can upgrade with another 50 pounds. And what's a really cool feature, which I know that you've been taking advantage of, is the multiplying of the weight. So you can actually multiply that. So essentially you can get up to about 500 plus pounds on like the squats, whatever lifting you're doing with the heavier weight sets. And yeah, It's a small footprint as well. Fits on a 4x6 mat, just to kind of give you a rough estimate of size. So it doesn't take up a large chunk of your house. You can place it. We do installs for these FT2s in rooms, in homes. We just did an install the other day for a guy that had it smack right in front of his bed. So when he woke up, he literally wanted to work out on it, and that was his motivation. So it's been really sweet to just, see the progress with that specific unit. And I mean, it really does it all. Like, and yeah, you know that. So
yes. And y'all have everything. I mean, you have free weights, you have dumbbells, you have, anything you could think of, and not even just what you have in your store. You're talking about the catalog of things that you could order and get. I mean, just anything you could think of when it comes to health and fitness and lifting weights and getting active, you have there inside the store. If you can't, you can do it. Definitely order it and deliver.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's really nice about our company too, is so we pretty much cover like freight costs, all the 9 yards, just to compete with like bigger online dealers. And we just want to make sure that we do it here locally too. And so what's sweet about it is, I mean, we can literally get you anything. So say, for example, you're wanting a new treadmill, but it's not necessarily new, but it's going to be new to you. So slightly used. We will never sell anything that's going to have any issues. We have like 90+ day warranties out the back, and you can always extend those. And we just make sure that we get you good products for like your set budget. So if it's going to be around 1,000, we got something for you for pretty much any type of unit, cardio, strength, and definitely, like you had mentioned, free weights as well. So from dumbbells to any shaped dumbbells to slightly used to brand new ones. We do bundle deals all the time. So if you're looking to get like more than one pair, for example, of dumbbells or a full set, we can pretty much bundle all that up and make sure that you get the best deal. And we do always price match, if not go lower. So it's a great option. And I mean, we're here to help all of our customers' needs get met with their like workout plans and, like their goals. So it's been pretty sweet to just like be able to assist in that. And if cost an issue, I promise you guys, I will do my best to get it as low as I possibly can for everyone, just to make sure that we keep healthy and keep it going. So yeah, to answer that, we can get you anything.
So I want to back it up a couple of years, because something just come to my attention, like when COVID ended, during COVID, I mean, they basically shut your industry down. You couldn't even go to Play It Again Sports and get weights. And if you could, I was going to order a set of 45-pound weights on Amazon, and the shipping alone was going to be $180 on top of that. So when coming out of it, pretty much like when you started with the company, what big changes did you notice even in the fitness industry and people just coming out of the pandemic, people wanting to exercise again? So what have you seen with the influx in the past couple of years of people, especially in Fayetteville, wanting to get healthy?
Yeah, so I think it's been like a more nationwide thing, well, worldwide, obviously, with COVID happening about 2019 and still prevalent right now. But it was definitely actually a very big thing for our industry. So for at-home fitness, it shifted pretty much from, more of that social aspect of going to gyms and doing that whole 9 yards to really wanting to stay at home and work out there. And obviously, like, you're safe in your space, so it's pretty nice. But we saw a really huge surge during that time. And I'd say that it's continuously kind of staying the same. And again, I've been here for about 2 years. So I kind of came right at the tail end of like the crazy crisis on that side. So I definitely saw like the, months where it tends to be more slower for our industry, just be absolutely haywire. And I guess that's what made me pretty good, because I came into this industry and I was like, either I'm in it or I'm not, because it's insane. So I've never looked back. But yeah, it's insane just to see like the goals and how much repeat customers what we have that come back and just want to keep adding and expanding. And again, like I mentioned, we do trade-ins. So if they start with one unit and they want to do something different that more aligns better with their goals, we can swap that out. We always buy back from our customers too. So we just make it as easy as possible. And that's my goal, is just to ensure everything goes smoothly with everyone's orders. We make sure that we get you what you want. You're not stuck with anything. And my main goal too is to prevent it to be, no clothes hanger racks in there. It's for your use for workouts. Okay. So my goal is that I don't want you to buy something, obviously of premium grade value and, something that's really good and durable and just not use it. So it's pretty sweet on that. And, something I've noticed that's really helped just to kind of give that extra touch to my customers and kind of persuade them to keep staying with me is, if say like for the FT2, it can be a little complex if you're just looking at it and you have no idea what you're doing. And that's very normal, because you look at a machine that has all in one, it's a 4x6 footprint, and you're like, and I can do everything on it. And I'm like, yes, you can. So it's just been pretty sweet to see just how everyone can like, optimize these workouts, do all that. And what I've done is pretty much I'll kind of write up a whole personal training guide for them just to get started with it. So they're not just like, well, if I buy this, how do I use it? So it's a good start where they don't necessarily have to go out and get like a personal trainer. I mean, obviously you can, but what's sweet is just like these vendors too, they have free apps, which I hate subscriptions. So that's an awesome perk that you can follow along with their instructors for free just by purchasing that unit. So there's a lot of resources, and I make sure I guide those resources and get it to our customers effectively. So it's good.
Well, what I like about it too is it comes with a booklet that shows you different workouts and how you use it, and it's very simple. And I love that, especially with the FT2 that I got. It comes with all the bells and whistles. You can do your leg exercises, hook your pulleys up to it. But me and my wife, we can work out at the same time when we're doing overhead extensions and bicep pull downs and all that, and supersetting. Anybody who wants to get through a workout, you get to the end of it and you want to just superset and get done with it.
Right.
It's so easy just to go from one lift to the other. And when I was in the store today with your associate, just you could switch from a tricep to a bicep to a bench all within 30 seconds. Like, it's not that difficult. And if you are in a time crunch, you could have your bench set up. You could have a tricep pull down set on one side, then your bicep pull up, your curls on the other side, and you could just blitz through a workout. And another thing that I will say when it comes to this, that I've worked out on a lot of cable machines and a lot of Smith machines, and people get the bad notion of the time under tension, and you can just sit there and do it easier on these cables. This one's it's no joke. Like, I am on 4 on both sides and doing curls, and it's strenuous, time under tension all the way through it. So that's another big plus when it comes to people wanting to get these machines. And of course, you have rowers and your treadmills and steppers, and if you don't want the bigger, you got the smaller cages. So it's
yes. So yeah, and I say that kind of lightly too when I mentioned the 4x6 or 4 foot by 6 foot footprint, because I mean, again, that could still be too much for someone that's still wanting to optimize their workout. So I will say that, I mean, that is a pretty compact space. However, we do have stuff that does quite the same, not obviously like the FT2 does it, but that will accommodate even in smaller spaces. And I mean, we also carry a plethora of vendors. So we're not just limited to, like 2 to 3 vendors, which is another really big perk for our company. So since we are a little bit larger on that scale, we do have better benefits with that too, where we have better cost. We have a large option of suppliers as well. So say, I mean, Legend, Hoist, Precor, Inspire, Spirit, I mean, really, you name it, we can sell it and we can get it for you at a good price too. So that's what's sweet. But yeah, we have PRX, for example, too. We did an install for a couple of customers this past week for PRX racks. And it just came down to, they might have loved that FT2 or one of our, big Smith cage systems that we do have on our floor to check out as well. But they just needed something more compact that would fit in their, obviously their garage space and foldable. So there's a bunch of different racks that we have that are very, very durable that can fit pretty much any space that you're looking at. And I mean, you just give me the dimensions and then let me get to work, and I can present some great options for everybody. So.
And the best thing is too with delivery. I mean, I live in Mulberry, you're in Fayetteville, delivered to my house, put it together. And this is not something that comes off the truck. You have a guy who puts it together, took 3 hours. Bless his heart. I didn't realize it was going to take that long. But I mean, he was here till 8, 9 o'clock, but he made sure everything was put together, showed me how everything was working, and even gives you a trial after the install to let you know how things work. So this isn't just some installation technician that comes in, puts it together, see you later. They really do the rundown, let you know what you're getting yourself into, gives you a little, props on what to do, how to do things. So that was another big plus of the time after the service of showing me how to use the thing.
Yes, that's huge. So we use actually a local company. So it's Bose Delivery and Install. His name is Hunter Bohannon. And I mean, I highly recommend him even for outside jobs for non-customers, but he did an absolute great job for us. And he's been with us for over about a year now. And I mean, I wouldn't look back. So he's been doing an awesome job with that. And that's a big thing that I take very, very seriously in this industry, but with my job, is just that, I'm selling something that I'm really promoting will do good things for you, right? So like to help with your health goals and just everything in general. So like that next part, every single process and every single step of this doesn't just end when you purchase the equipment and leave the store or call me on the phone and that's it. So I just ensure that from the point it gets off of our truck to our warehouse here in Fayetteville, then we communicate, make sure that you have a good date in mind, whatever will work best for the customer. And I mean, he will get out there sometimes 5 a.m. if that works the best for the customer, and just really is accommodable. So he's done an awesome job with that. And then really, yeah, I mean, we just want to make sure that everything is good. I don't want anyone to have a bad installation when they just purchase something that's over 5,000, for example, or even like $5. Like, I want that service to be upheld from the point of you walk in, you meet me to the absolute end, and furthermore to when you have questions about anything or going forward. So that's a big thing we like to pride ourselves in. So
we'll wrap it up on this. Just
Yeah.
tell everybody where you could be found, where you're located at in Fayetteville, and when they go to say deliver, you deliver pretty much anywhere, anywhere in the state of Arkansas or anywhere within what is your radius when it comes to delivery?
So we don't really have a radius, which is pretty sweet because I get that asked all the time. And so, I mean, we do deliveries all the time in Little Rock. We do it past there, Berryville, Huntsville, I mean, up into Joplin, Springfield, Missouri. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of, we kind of calculate it. Hunter gets me like a delivery chart on that, and we just adjust the cost as best as we can. But I mean, his rates are extremely reasonable to where I usually can comp the whole delivery and installation. And yeah, where we're located. So we are at Push Pedal Pull. We're attached to the Fayetteville Athletic Club. So that's going to be in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We have like a section that's facing the Highway 265 on crossover. So we were pretty much at that intersection. And if you're not familiar where at Fayetteville Athletic Club is, it's the intersection of Zion Road and Crossover Road. So pretty much South Fayetteville. But yeah, we're there, open 10 to 6 Saturday, pretty much every day, actually. So the only day we're 12 to 5 is Sunday. I was going to say Saturday through Saturday. Well, I'm there all the time, pretty much. You can call me anytime.
Yes,
but yeah, so we're there pretty much all the time. Only hours are different are Sunday, 12 to 5, but you can reach us pretty much whenever. And our store number, I guess if that's useful on here, would be 479-695-1674. Or you can directly message me, and you're more than welcome to place my number on however you want to do it, Porter.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely start sharing, look on our Facebook, of course, and Instagram stuff where we start sharing our promotions and our sponsors and stuff. So definitely be looking forward to more from Push, Pedal, and Pull. Alex, I mean, again, thank you for, being a part of this, being a part of our movement to try to bring health and wellness into the world of sports and in our podcast. And again, of course, thank you for, the FT2 that's in the garage that we definitely love and work out on every single day. So
I love to hear it.
But we'll keep in touch. And again, thank you for joining the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. Well, that was Alex McCarroll of our sponsor, Push, Pedal, and Pull. They're one of our newest sponsors of the weekly Women's Sports Report, our health and wellness movement, along with the Hot Works and Harbor Nutrition. Go see Hobbs if you want your your shakes, your teas, all the Herbalife, stuff, supplements that they offer over there in Tawnytown. And that's where, Hot Works in Springdale, and Harbor is in Tawnytown as well. And then, of course, with Push, Pedal, and Pull in Fayetteville. But now we'll turn our attention. Arkansas is currently playing UCA, top of the second with 2 outs, men on first, 0-0 in the rematch between Arkansas and Central Arkansas, which Central Arkansas took the first game against the Razorbacks. And we knew with how good UCA was and their recruiting and their dominance, I mean, how they've been playing against SEC schools, that it was going to happen. And they did get the win over Arkansas. So they're currently right now, and while we're on this broadcast, we will be keeping you up to date with the score. But moving on to that, staying on the topic of softball, this past weekend, after 3 great series against Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi State, with the sweep of Mississippi State, you run into number 10 Georgia. And I tell you what, that first game, last strike, last pitch, left it up high. One of the best hitters in the country hits one out of the park. Georgia wins 4-3, then blanks Arkansas in the second game 4-0. But for them to bounce back, and this is one thing I want to bring the fans into this one. You win 3 series in a row. You're playing Georgia at Bogle Park. You lose the series. Series is over with, And on Saturday, a 5 o'clock start, you have the second, not just a lot of people showed up. You had the second biggest crowd of all time at Bogle Park. So first and foremost, huge congratulations and thank you to the fans for still coming out, knowing that the series was in Georgia's favor, to come out and support the team. I mean, this means a lot. This is the biggest difference when you talk about the men's side and the women's side. You get 3,000 at a baseball game, and I guarantee you the fans are like, whoa, what's going on? You know, we're used to 10 to 12,000 people, 15,000 people, you know, including the hog pen and people standing along the fence. But you get the second biggest crowd ever at Bogle Park. I mean, that just shows you the support that Courtney Neifel and this team has had. And for them to win, give you that, it's like a thank you. You know, the congratulations with a walk-off by Halverson to win it, ironically 4-3 after the first game. But they needed that win. I mean, they moved to 28-11 on the year, 9-6 in conference play. So, I mean, again, this just shows you how tough the SEC is. I kind of chuckle. I don't know who the reporter was or said she was an intern, but she was talking about how the SEC pitching was down and the SEC was kind of not as deep as it was in years past. But we're seeing halfway through this SEC slate, you got Texas A&M, who is up and coming. They're doing, you know, they're having the same kind of year that Arkansas's had. You know, you go on a little streak, you get swept or get beat, lose the series. Georgia, number 8 in the country, you know, they move up and they're one of the league leaders. You know, they're 31-8 on the year. I mean, it just shows you how deep. But, you know, Tennessee's coming up. You look at the schedule when it comes to, you got the game right now in UCA. You got a series at home against UAB Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which I will be at the game on Sunday. It starts at noon. You've got Texas A&M Commerce coming to Bogle Park the 18th. You got a doubleheader at 4 and 6, and then they head next weekend to Lexington, Kentucky. Then you got Western Kentucky on Monday. So they're going to be in Kentucky Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday playing Kentucky, a 3-game set, and then Western Kentucky on Monday. And then I'm telling you, number 3 Tennessee comes to Bogle Park April 29th to round out the month of April. So just like we started the season, like, you're going to know what this team's about. After this game right here at UCA, then you've got Kentucky. They're ranked 16th in the country, number 3 Tennessee, and then you start May off at Missouri, and then the SEC tournament. So I'm telling you, fans, look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more series left, 4 more weekends left before you get the SEC tournament at Bogle Park on May 9th. And I'm telling you, I cannot wait for that. That's going to be such an incredible atmosphere to be able to host the SEC tournament at Bogle Park. I mean, I can't wait for that to happen. And, you know, that just shows you where this program's at, where this program has become. They are one of the elite programs in the SEC. They're one of the top programs in the country. I would hold off on the elite right now when it comes to Arkansas being elite in the country, because you got to make it to, you know, Oklahoma City, you know, before you can really say that you're an elite program. And I have no doubt that this team is on the way to Oklahoma City. If not this year, it's going to be very shortly, just the way they're stacking their teams and how this freshman class is coming together. Because you got to remember, again, there's a lot of freshmen and transfers on this team that are trying to gel and play in one of the toughest conferences, if not the toughest conference in the country. So, again, right now it's still 0-0 in the bottom of the second with 1 out. You've got Robin Heron pitching, and they have a man on first with 1 out. So, again, while we're on the broadcast, we'll keep you up to date on that. But we're going to move things over to soccer. Soccer is playing a spring schedule. They started off with a 2-0 win on March 11th with Missouri. Then they played Kansas State, beat them 4-0, and then they just got done playing Oral Roberts, played them 2-0 on April 7th. That was the last chance to see the spring slate in Fayetteville. They play Oklahoma on the 15th in Norman, and then they play Illinois in St. Louis, Missouri on April 23rd to round out their spring slate. So, again, another program that's up at the top. You just look at the track program, just won a national championship. SEC, the soccer team's coming off back SEC championships. They lost this past year for the first time in 4 years. Of course, with the softball team, you got the women's basketball team making it to the Sweet 16 Elite 8 of the WNIT, which, I mean, I know it wasn't the NCAA tournament, but as a whole, I'm pretty sure Arkansas still leads the Challengers Cup of one of the top programs in the country. So big kudos to what's going on the women's side of things. And another one that I want to mention real quick is the gymnastics team, which you have two. You got Nora Flatley and Lauren Williams heading to the Nationals. And I'm telling you what, as a freshman, hometown talent making it to the Nationals. I mean, that just shows you what this program is becoming under Jordan Weaver. And, of course, with the transfer of Nora Flatley, just what she has done to this program and the gymnastics team. I mean, it's again, when you're on the women's side, you're sitting around that table with all the coaches. You don't want to be that last program. And, there's a lot of top programs. You look at what the volleyball team's done. You look at the track and field, look at the golf. They're in the midst of playing in the SEC tournament this weekend itself. So there's a lot of things going on this week in the world of women's sports, and we're going to give you all the action, all the update to scores. Keep looking at our Twitter or Facebook because we promote it all. We don't just cover the main three sports like other people do. We're here to cover every single sport, have the women's show right now like we do, trying to bring you all the guests, and especially when the seasons get over, when we'll talk to the coaches and the players and really give you an in-depth of what it's like to be in these programs at the height of the program. It's just an exciting time to be a Razorback fan because it's crazy that you have the football team, you have the basketball team, you have the baseball team, and it feeds on to the other sports because it makes you want to be interested. Like this weekend, you've got a spring game, you've got the Tennessee series, then you've got, going on when it comes to the softball team. You're going to be here at Bogle Park. It's just what a weekend to be in Fayetteville. If you're not in Fayetteville this weekend, at least watching one of the sports, I mean, you've got so many opportunities to watch the Razorbacks play this weekend. It's just incredible what they have to offer this weekend with the big three. When it comes to baseball, softball, you have the spring game. So I know fans are going to be they're going to be running ragged trying to figure out what do they go watch, where do they go sit. So again, just appreciate all the fans, appreciate everybody who tunes into these shows and our podcast and listens and uploads. And, the women's tennis team, of course, they're, up and down all year, and they come off a win in Alabama. That was their last homestand. So they got Missouri on April 14th, and then they have the SEC tournament. Where else is it going to be? It's going to be April 19th in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So, again, another program in Arkansas that gets to host an SEC tournament. It's going to be incredible that we get to have all these, in events, the track, you had the indoors, you have the outdoor track season going full speed ahead. And, they're coming off their indoor national championship. So, again, appreciate everybody who tunes into these shows. We love bringing you the shows every week, and we try to get on guests. But, of course, with season going on, it's hard to get down coaches and players and interviews during a season. And we do want to introduce again one of our newest sponsors, Metters Lumber Company, with locations in Clarksville, Ozark, and Alma. I got to give a big shout out to Charlie Metters, the owner of Metters Lumber. Big part of why he wanted to become a sponsor and a part of this podcast and this show was because he's got daughters. He's a girl dad, and he wanted to be a part of the women's movement that we have. So again, thank you to Metters Lumber Company for being a sponsor of the show, and looking forward to hopefully talking about an Arkansas win over UCA later on. They're in the top of the third, no outs, still tied 0-0 in that. So keep on looking for our updates on Twitter, Facebook. And again, appreciate every single one of you who tune in every week to our show. We're always looking for, ideas of what you want us to do. What are we not bringing you that you want us to bring? And we'll try to do the best we can to give you the best content available that we have to our resources. And that includes being able to have Ethan Westerman of Whole Hog Sports on every Sunday to bring you the updates from the spring practice. Hogs Plus letting us, use their sound bites and their videos and stuff to be a part of our show. We're able to find people that we can work alongside, and we're all in this for the same reason, to bring you the best Razorback sports content. And there's no competition. We all want to help each other out and doing the best we can. And I love being able to partner up with Ethan Sawyer with Hogs Plus to do the best we can. So that's what we're looking forward to in the future, bringing you the best. We're going to be expanding to more shows. On top of that, we're probably going to be talking with someone from the Tennessee side of things to update the Tennessee series, the biggest series that we can even imagine since last year, all the Razorback fans were hoping for. Amidst the spring game. And then again, just bringing you any other content. We're even thinking about doing just a little short daily content updates of what's been going on daily in the Razorback sports, which would probably start this fall. If we done something daily, of course, it would be during when we start back things up in the football season. But that will do it for this week's Weekly Women's Sports Report, presented to you by BetOnline and Fordham Lee Distillery and powered by Hotworks. And we will catch you on Sunday like we always do at 8:30. Again, tune in every Sunday at 8:30 on our Facebook right here on our live. And then if you don't miss us, we're always uploading our main podcast on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you can find your podcast, or you can go on Facebook if you have time. All of our videos live are stored on Facebook. You can watch this episode and previous episodes. Thank you for tuning in.